The
In
Asmongold
one of the
drama is
most
crazy.
ironic social media
I had
posts
to
of
get a
all
new corner
time,
because me and
Asmongold makes the
we've been
claim
close
in
for so
response
long.
to
Like,
Mehdi
we go way
Hassan
back.
that the average
But
IQ in
recently he's been
Somalia
getting too
is
close.
68,
Like
and that this
I like
claim
to keep
isn't
distance from people
racist,
because
but a fact.
everyone's always
What
jealous
makes
of
this
me and they
post
want everything that I
ironic
have.
is
And
the
that's
very
why I don't
last
want
bit
things.
where Zach
Because
claims
everyone always
Hassan's
starts
tweet
to
is
take
an
things and try to
attempt
see
to push a
everything I have
narrative.
for me.
Well, not only is
Because
this
they're jealous,
Asmongold's attempt
right?
to push a
That's what
narrative,
makes
but
sense.
the claim itself that African people have low IQs is also
The only
an
people
attempt
that
to
call
push a
people
narrative.
low IQ
That
or
number
jealous
typically
dumb
traces
fucks.
back to the work of Richard Lynn. This guy,
If you ever
a
get called a
literal,
retard by someone,
self-described scientific racist,
just the first guy that says
this
that
man
right
was
there.
part of
You
a
know the
secret
guy
eugenics
himself is a
conference
fucking
where,
retard, and he's
and
so
I'm not
jealous
joking,
of you.
there were
He
people
can't even comprehend what you're
arguing
thinking,
in favor
right?
of pedophilia.
And he has to say that because
So,
he's jealous.
yeah, this
He's
is the guy
just coping,
Asmongold
you know?
is quoting. Lynn
I know
published
how
a
people
paper
work.
in
I'm like a
1982.
people savant. So there's savant. Well, I'm a savant in many ways. That's one of my ways. I'm very good with people, dude.
This
People
is the
always
guy
love me.
Asmongold
They always
is
want to
quoting.
be around me.
Lynn published
They
a
always want to
paper in
have everything that I
1982
have
called
and
IQ
take my
in
time, steal my
Africa
time,
in the
steal my things,
pseudoscientific
steal my
journal,
family, do
The
everything
Mankind
against me
Quarterly,
because they're
a white
jealous and they're
supremacist outlet that is
egotistical. They're just
currently
narcissists.
Well,
Basically.
I'm watching the video. I mean, he quotes
Right.
the work
Women
of this
always
guy
love me.
and
I'm
this
really
book
good with
of
kids,
Africa,
always.
but it's not, okay. I'm not defending anybody. I'm not defending anybody. But
Right, you
the
know
tweets
when
of
there's a toddler
Somalia,
or like a
talking about
baby,
Africa, I
and the other
failed
side of the
to-
restaurant,
Is
and
that where you pulled this quote from?
John, you go by,
I have to
you
look
go
at
by
it. Yeah, I guess like I give a shit.
to go to the
I
toilet,
think Adam's tweet
and
is bad.
every time
I disagree with it. I mean,
this
Larry
other
is
guy,
named Human
the baby
Diversity
fucking
Foundation,
flinches and
a
looks at you like
far-right
he just
white
saw a
nationalist
ghost.
company.
I said to
In
me,
this
he
journal,
always
Flynn
smiles.
argued that
Not
the
only
IQ
that,
of
he
sub-Saharan
smiled,
Africa
he
was around
stared me
even
dead
if
in the
it
eye
is
from across the
doesn't-
restaurant and
oh,
then
man,
smiles at me.
I'm over it. I'm over making the video. Chat is just being dumb.
Notice
that's
how
No
shit in Africa.
Sub-Saharan Africa.
You know, if
Yes,
even
Lynn's
babies
argument was
Oh my
that
God,
a
bro.
love you,
continent that consists of
you
about 50
have
countries
massive aura.
all had a similar very low
and
IQ.
I'm like that.
The obvious problem with this argument is that Africa is huge and there are over 1 billion people with over 1,000 different ethnic groups. Nigeria alone has more than 200 ethnic groups, and that's a single country. Do you think Lynn tested every ethnic group in Nigeria, let alone the rest of the continent? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, the important part is other psychologists went back and actually checked Lynn's work. Wichards, Dolan, and Von.
Yo, I don't even know what. I'll just let the video
Moss
play. This guy's
published a
dumb. Sorry.
systematic review in the journal
Yo, I
Intelligence,
don't even agree
looking at
with what
IQ
was
data
said.
from
I don't agree with this
sub-Saharan
either.
Samples. What they found was that because African countries are developing countries, they hadn't
Yeah,
experienced the
no
variables
shit.
that cause the Flynn effect, such as improvements to nutrition,
Well, no
healthcare,
shit.
and even toys. In other words, the environment is the most relevant variable in determining
Well,
one's
no
IQ
shit.
score, not genetics. But let's rewind for a second because I mentioned something that you all may not be familiar with. The Flynn
Oh,
effect.
dude, the voice changer,
The
like,
Flynn
what's
effect
his
is
name?
the observed rise in
The
IQ
wow
scores
guy.
over time.
The guy-
Basically, if you gave an average person from
The
1901
fuck, yeah,
a modern
I
IQ
work at
test,
Blizzard guy.
they
I
would
forgot his
score
name. I don't
dramatically
remember.
lower than the people of today.
What? Senator to Asman? No, I think you're missing the point. You're missing the point. But he said it in a very. Just forget it, man.
Not
I'm
because they
getting
were
rage-baited. You're just
genetically
being.
predisposed to being
I
less
know I'm being rage-baited.
intelligent,
I know.
but because IQ tests measure certain types of
xQc
abstract reasoning, pattern recognition, and problem solving that modern societies train.
Yes, it completely undermines how it gets there, how it got there. It's a portrayal almost of intention or some shit or some, but. And I get that. It's why it's Asman is a bad tweet. Yes. But if something is something, if X is X, yeah, I get it. How it got there is completely different. But X is still X. So I disagree with both. I disagree with Asman. I disagree with this guy.
Train us in constantly.
I don't.
Going
I
to
disagree.
take
Sorry.
A quick voyage over the cognitive history of the 20th century, because during that
This is an
century our
actual
minds
debunking
have altered
excuse.
dramatically.
Okay. Then I will give you an example. Then okay. In this country that I'm an event.
Just debunk it
Yo,
and do your
I'm
own
in,
research.
in the country that I made last time, Landia, okay? The sun goes straight down. and people are fucking blind. Okay, people are fucking blind. Most people that live there are half blind because the sun beams their eyes. Okay.
You're right.
Some guy on Twitter says, not Asmongold, somebody else says, "Yo, dude, the people of this country score 1 out of 5 on eyesight test." I'm like, okay, I guess. And then, right? Is it? Well, it's because the sun. It's because this. Yes, I agree with you. I absolutely agree. But the final result, the actual stat, is that the statement is still correct. And I'm not defending anybody. I'm just saying that the portrayal of this YouTuber is wrong, and the portrayal of Asmongold are both equally wrong because it's still factually correct in that lens. And I'm not even debating. I didn't even check the information. I didn't check the research. I'm just telling you that if it's correct, it's correct. The portrayal and the way you're gonna use the information is up to you.
Okay.
And if you want to do it
Just to
deliberately
translate
in an evil
for
way,
newbies
then you're an
out
evil
there,
person. But you know, do it in a way
basically
that's
what
uncharitable,
xQc is saying
and you want to be an
is,
asshole about it. I mean, you're an asshole.
You can state
But-
facts,
Does that make sense?
but the way these people are doing it, it's just
As
like
you
a
all
dog
know,
whistle.
the cars that people drove
Right?
in 1900
They
have
state
altered
the
because the
facts
roads
and then
are
they
better
try to
and because of technology.
pretend like they're not
And our minds
totally
have altered too.
implying
We've
and
gone from
insinuating
people
some
who
ideology
confronted
onto
a
it.
concrete world
And they're just stating the facts,
and
even though they're
analyze that
clearly
world
not only stating
primarily
the
in
facts.
terms of how much it would benefit them, to people who confront a very complex world. And it's a world where we've had to develop new mental habits, new habits of mind. Now, this dramatic change was drawn to my attention through massive IQ gains over time. And these have been truly massive. That is, we don't just get a few more questions right on IQ tests. We
The
get
problem
far
with
more
IQ is that
questions.
it's a
Take it
general
insane.
measurement.
What do you think happened with the world
across
IQ and fucking lead
population,
and lead usage?
not
Go to the
for
place that
people,
have more
right?
lead usage. Massive
An
loss of
IQ
IQ.
test is good for testing yourself relative to other people. It's pretty shit
Okay,
at testing
yes,
your ability.
Correct. That is
Right.
absolute. It is still fucking
You
true.
want to test your ability, you want to just
if a place still uses lead pipes,
get the result of the test
all the
directly,
lead
not get some
pipes,
IQ point.
and
You want to get
four
a
IQ.
percentage of
Okay,
questions
fuck, the lead
correct.
pipes are
That's
shit.
how you test your
The
ability.
environment is shit.
This
and I
is
feel
for
bad.
population, so that's
But
what
IQ would be
it's
4,
made
and
for,
so be it.
right?
I mean, what the fuck are we talking about here? But is it true? I guess we're about to find out.
Right on IQ.
So
doesn't
yeah,
exist
you
for
can
the development.
absolutely compare
back to the
different
time that they were
populations.
invented.
When
Indeed,
you,
if you
right, that's the
score
whole point.
people a
You,
century
IQ
ago
tests
against
allow you to
modern
compare
norms,
different
they would have an average
subsets
IQ of
of
70.
the broader
If you score us
testing
against
group
their norms, we
and
would have
look
an
at
average
traits
IQ
of those
of
subsets,
130.
like the low,
Now,
like,
this has
let's say
raised
your
all
low
sorts of
IQ,
questions.
and
Were our
maybe
immediate
some of them
ancestors
have
on the verge
some
of
extra
mental
chromosomes. Like
retardation?
maybe having more or
Because
less
70
chromosomes
is normally
makes you
the score for
retarded.
mental retardation.
Right?
Or are
Maybe
we on the verge
people
of
that
all
have
being
high
gifted?
IQ,
Because
every single one
130
of
is
them
the cutting line for
was
giftedness.
breastfed and had
James
good
Flynn, the political
food when they
scientist
were a
who
baby.
documented this pattern,
Maybe.
showed that
Right.
IQ scores increased roughly 3
Those-
points
those
per
type of
decade
things.
in
You
many
want it's like a
countries
broad
throughout the 20th
comparison,
century.
Okay.
So,
for
if
individuals,
IQ were
for
purely
groups of people,
genetic
groups
and
of people.
fixed,
Right.
that kind of rapid change would be impossible. Evolution doesn't
What?
So people don't understand
and
that. People don't
fixed
understand
increased
that.
throughout the 20th century. So, if IQ were purely genetic and fixed, that kind of rapid change would be impossible. Evolution does not move that fast. Your great-grandparents were not biologically inferior to you. They just lived in a world with less formal education, less exposure to abstract symbols, less complex media, and different cognitive.
This guy's he's dismissing a lot of other phenomenons. No, I disagree as well. Sorry, I agree. I'm gonna disagree. Sorry.
Demands, which means IQ scores are sensitive to the environment and improve when the environment improves. Access to schooling,
No.
nutrition, healthcare,
So,
the complexities of
yeah,
daily
it
life,
is.
all of
But
these
the
things
bigger
are
thing
relevant,
is the
and
IQ
none were
tests
accounted for
themselves.
in
A lot of
Lynn's
IQ
work.
tests are just dog
Because
shit.
of course
They're
they
just
were.
trash.
Lynn
Good
was a
IQ
self-described
tests are
scientific
very
racist.
general.
His goal was to show how inferior
Bad
black
ones
people
are
were.
the
Richard
bad
Lynn's
ones
work on
give
race and
volatile
IQ
results. If you do
heavily
the
influenced
same
The Bell
IQ
Curve,
test
a
multiple
1994
times,
book by
you get
psychologist
similar
Richard J.
results.
Hurt.
Yes. The fucking dumbass genetic correlation. Oh, if this then that is not. It's branded. Yes, this is incorrect. But I think that's kind of beside the point, though.
Einstein and political scientist Charles Murray that argued intelligence is largely shaped by genetics with some environmental influence, and that IQ is a stronger predictor of life outcomes, income, job success, crime, out-of-wedlock births, than the socioeconomic status you were born into.
I literally said a million times that Asmon is wrong. I literally have said that. It's poor contextualization, and it's just insensitive
Dude,
and
what are these
genuinely
edits?
Problematic. I did that off the rip. But this video is also
Your
wrong.
house might have lead pipes. You should check on the
Yo,
xQcl.
because we stopped using lead, our IQ is recovering. That is also that is a fact. It is factual that if you were to put those stats, you can say, yes, we are recovering from the use of lead. Less lead, more IQ. The global IQ is still recovering from this.
If you're not happy with the entire
Yeah, so the
That's it.
reason why,
But-
like I said,
so
the
to
way
dismiss
IQ works
all the
is
phenomenons
it's good for
that could affect
modeling
IQ
populations.
it can't be,
It's fucking
it cannot be racist,
awful
but
for
is also
to
incorrect.
apply. Just,
This is also
it's like
an
you get an
incorrect
IQ test
proposal
and
or portrayal. I don't
you
give a shit.
let it dictate
It's
your
just
life.
wrong.
That's stupid
What about
because
it?
And for
IQ
downplaying
literally
environmental
varies
variables, treating socially
over
constructed
time.
racial
Not just you
categories
get stupider as you get
biological
older.
truth.
Which
Richard
obviously
Lynn was
happens,
one of the
right?
primary
No,
scholars
let's say you're
who
a woman.
compiled
It
and
varies
popularized cross
What is
every
what
month.
happened? Yo.
If you're awake, it varies
Use
from
of
night to
IQ.
day. If you're
And IQ.
sleepy,
We don't
you
do-
get
we-
like
we- we- we-
minus
we- we-
30 IQ points debuff. Actually, right? It's very big. That's why
Well, exposure
if
to
you
the
take
early
these
childhood
tests,
is well given in
you
neural
have to
development that
monitor
prevent
your
reduction in
mental
IQ
state
academic
and
function.
be
Blah, blah,
fully awake
blah, blah, blah.
when you take them. Otherwise, you literally get a massive debuff that is gonna like throw off the results so hard it might as
how
well
many
be
IQ points in
irrelevant.
total?
The point isn't to
the-
measure your competence.
potentially,
The point is to measure
effect. Is there-
your
is there-
competence
is there a
with other
fucking
people, which
2 to
you
6?
can do if everyone has similar circumstances
is
in the test. Right?
significant.
It's like science.
If
right?
you're gonna
You-
get a video like
you
this that we're watching right
create
now,
an
right?
experiment and you do it a lot of
is it?
times, right? To model the
Right?
population in the bell
In
curve.
this instance, right, where the total scale
Right, the
is
whole
to 25,
the whole IQ thing doesn't make
6
sense if you
is
take
absolutely
the group
irrelevant and
out of
weighs
it.
in the scale.
It's not an
I
individual
said
measurement,
when you add all those up,
and people don't
it
understand
makes
that. But
something.
that's
You
how it
cannot
is.
just-
Okay, it's
you
meant
cannot just
to measure
dismiss,
sets of people.
This would never do this. I'm gonna dismiss everything.
So you can look at
can't just do
correlations
that.
and
You can't. And it's also per. Is it not per year? What is it? I'm not. I hate reading. I'm not gonna read all this. When I'm on stream, I don't read this shit. How much?
it's not just lead. It's also drugs. It's also the
Up
food
to
you eat,
6
especially when you're
points.
younger.
We're talking about
You know, people think
potentially
everything is genetics. Well, it's kind of
25%
false.
of the result of that chart.
What's actually the case
One
is
quarter, and you're just
you.
gonna dismiss that.
What people
And
don't
that's
realize
that doesn't even
is what
comprise
makes
of all the
you
other shit.
is a
Like,
continuous process, right? So the exposure
90%
to
of
good
people born in
food,
1980,
it's not
51,
you get
and
good
80
food
had
once and you
blood lead
become
levels.
healthy. You know,
That's
you have to get
fucking
good food from the
insane.
day
That's fucking
from
insane.
day zero up until
it's
now
racist.
to
That has nothing to
maximize
do with race.
yourself,
Has to do with
right?
the
If you
methodology.
miss out
What
once or
is-
twice, it
how
doesn't
you're
matter.
gonna-
If you continuously
bro,
miss out
we can't
all
miss
the
it.
time,
He's a
you
fucking
become a
brain dead.
retard.
Parents were not Lynn were later cited approvingly by the bell curve authors Murray and Herrnstein. In fact,
does-
Murray has
I think
explicitly
Think about the
acknowledged
things that
Lynn's
happen to you
to be mean and
every day. You want to
generalize
make sure
That's what I said.
those things are good,
What do you
not
think
the
view of people who
the
are Somali but
access.
live in
But
other
people really
countries?
struggle
That-
The
in
number as
sifting
That's what I
through the
said.
shit,
To be insensitive.
right?
That's what I
All
said.
the noise
I word
and
for
looking at
word.
what really matters.
You
But
say he's
yeah,
right.
you want to
And
make
when I
sure
said that-
you
when I said that
maximize
exact
all the
quote
little things, not the
earlier,
big things. The little
you
things.
cooked me for it.
Those
What
are the
about-
things that matter.
I word for word said the portrayal was insensitive. It was bad. It's uncharitable. And if you're going to do this and be evil, it makes you evil. I literally said that.
work as part of the research base for their claims about group IQ differences. The problem is not simply that Lynn held extreme views, including open support for eugenics, but that his data practices have been widely criticized for flaws in its methodology. Upon reviewing Lynn's work, Witchert states the following. The assertion that the average IQ of Africans is below 70 is not tenable, even under the most lenient of inclusion criteria. Because Lin missed a sizable portion of the relevant literature, there.
Oh, what about Asians? What about Asians? Did you trying to get this, like, you have this, like, weird racist, like, super, like, race-focused view? It's gotta be genetics. Bro, we live in the West. Over there, they're fucking locked in, okay? Over there, their children, they might give them a book. And over here in America, they give the people guns, right? Over there, they might give them a book, and they're locked in. What else about it? They're locked in. I mean, what else, man?
Estimate of
Jesus
average
Christ,
IQ
man.
of Africans is clearly too low. Combined, the current systematic review and the results of our review of Raven's test suggests that the average IQ of African test takers is close to 80.
when I read them,
We
when they go
believe
to
that
bed.
the accuracy of estimates of national
read
IQ
the
of
books.
sub-Saharan African countries can be improved considerably.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, why are you even bother fucking getting the standardized test that they made for fully developed countries? Why would you why wouldn't you just remake the test for its current understanding things in other places per country per zone? Like, why would
They
you just do
do.
that?
It's just
But clearly these people
right, the
are,
way
they
it works
have an
is
agenda and a goal.
they have all these
what?
tests.
Is saying here is
some
that
tests
Lin
are
conducted
fucking
bad
trash.
science,
Some are
and
good.
that the average
The test
estimated
itself
IQ of
has to stay
poverty-stricken
consistent
African
because a
people
good test is
is
always
actually
good. It doesn't
close
matter the population.
to average,
Just-
which
it's
is
just
usually
the what
defined
you
as
score
between
as
85 to 115.
it gets standardized
If
at
there-
100. That's going to be the average. It doesn't matter how. If everyone scores dog shit, then the
Environment.
100 is people
IQ
being
tests
fucking
are
stupid.
fucking brain
If
dead.
everyone scores really high,
Literally, the
then
people that have
the
come up
100
with
is
it,
going to be
the people
fucking
that make
geniuses,
this shit
right?
literally
But
say it's
the
dog
point
shit.
is that
You
it
go in
always
psychology, they'll
stays
tell you,
as
it's
that curve.
trash.
There's no
Nobody gives a fuck.
deviation
Okay?
right from
Nobody
the curve.
cares. Nobody cares.
All in the curve.
So
right?
too with their average IQ
Always going to be
scores due
a low
to the
percentage
Flynn
that are
effect.
stupid,
And remember,
low percentage
we're
that are
talking about
so
countries that
the
have
actual
faced
test
civil
result.
war,
You don't
famine,
even see
disrupted
that,
schooling,
right?
disease,
Because
and
it's supposed to be a
extreme
simple
poverty.
test with
Okay,
some
Not to mention
trivial
constant
puzzles.
exploitation
You
by
need to
Western
solve a lot of
understandable.
them fast.
that literally persists
Right?
to this day.
That's actually a
The
good
phone
So
you're
you might
watching
be a
this video
genius,
on
but you can be
contains
ranked
cobalt, a
at
chemical
100
element
if
that
you're
is
surrounded by a
abundant
bunch of
in
geniuses,
conduct.
like
This
everyone's
element
geniuses.
is mined
Or if your whole
using
country is
child labor in
retarded,
the
you can be at
conduit.
100 and
Not
be
only does
average
this
and
mining
fucking retarded.
degrade the
Nurture debate. What do you get
Right?
from DNA
That's how
and
it
what
works.
do you get from
So
social
if you do standardize it, it's just going to come up. Everyone is
I'm
100.
gonna say
Every
that
country is 100. But then you compare
I
the
would-
so
I'm
you,
not saying-
if you
I would-
compare
I would
broadly,
debate
then
that
over the whole world,
IQ,
it's going to
when it
come out
comes down
different.
to
Right?
whether you're spawn
Because people
smart,
do
forget about
vary
genetics of whatever the
across
fucking race.
countries.
Doesn't matter. Let's say we're all fucking green. We're all we live on. We're all Shrek. Everybody's Shrek. We're all green. Fuck it. Okay. There's no white, black. We're all Shrek. Okay. I would assume there's going to be a slight change in IQ from 1% to the other.
Bigger.
Slight off of genetics, but a lot of it is just nurture, the way you develop, early stage development. What is put in front of you, how you're raised, how you're guided, what environment are you put in. That is everything you are. The fact that you think you spawned in, fucking Thanos locked in, is cringe. It is
true.
so cringe. Everything you are everything around you. That's crazy. That you think, oh yeah.
It's the whole
these
legacy that
guys are
speaks. It's not just the start. If it's not day one, right? It's all the days.
You don't even know what you're from. You don't know what you are. I'm white. Like
environment and
I
pollute the
can't
local water
debate this
systems.
anymore.
You can
I'm
be
gonna
result
shit.
in
born
birth
from,
defects of the children born there, as they have high
Jesus,
levels of cobalt and
right?
uranium in their blood.
You can be the
In
number one
1996, the
genetically
American
gifted
Psychological
guy in the world.
Association's
If you're not
Task Force on
fed
Intelligence
in the first
explicitly
week of your
warned
life,
that
you
environmental
are
factors
going to
such
be
as
completely
education, nutrition, and health
developmentally
significantly
retarded.
influence
Right?
IQ test
These
performance.
things,
If you ignore
very
those
early on
variables and
especially,
jump straight
matter
to
a lot.
biology,
If your mom smokes, you're
Anybody
going to be
who ignores those
retarded.
variables
If
is a
you don't get
fucking
fed well, you're
brainlet.
going to be
If
retarded.
you ignore those
If you
variables,
live
it
next to
proves
like an industrial
that you are
complex, you're going to be
70
retarded.
IQ.
It's just
Well,
how
you
it
wanna call
is.
people the fucking
It's just
R, say, yo,
what
retard,
happens.
retard.
All those things
Buddy,
matter a lot.
retard.
Everything
Let's
matters.
give
You
it
need to
a buck.
maximize
If
your
you want
kid.
to completely dismiss it.
You have to look in and do everything perfectly.
The retard
If
arrow
you don't,
goes
you
right
fucked
back
up
to
and
you.
you
went
have a
full
retard
retard
child
right there.
there.
I mean, what the fuck?
That's just what it is.
I mean, Jesus.
not following the science. So this brings us back to Zach's tweet. Yes, This claim is racist because it was made by a racist whose entire purpose was to denigrate an entire continent to uphold white supremacist narratives like eugenics. The claim wasn't a fact because facts survive scrutiny.
Okay. I'm not.
They don't collapse.
Forget it. Yeah, I feel like even if when I say things clearly, people miss it and they'll say, "Oh, then racist" or whatever. Yo, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying this guy says scrutiny. Well, if I were to apply scrutiny here, he says, systematic review, African takers, whatever, sub-Saharan, whatever. Yeah, but that's not really what this says either, though. If I were to give scrutiny to this as much as that, well, one says African, whatever, and this one says Somali. If you want me to apply scrutiny, I have to do it across the board, otherwise I'm being biased. And I'm a fuckhead. So,
the claim wasn't a fact because facts survive scrutiny. They don't collapse the moment you ask who collected the data and whether other researchers could replicate those results. If your worldview requires Somalia or any other African country to be permanently capped at 68 IQ in order to make sense, then the science wasn't the point. The conclusion is, and that, ironically, is narrative pushing.
True, but he also used incorrect information to get there, so also incorrect. It is what it is. I would debate this guy any day. I would have been on the
science. All these science lovers are so lame and cringe. They always they don't even understand what they're talking about. They don't even understand how science works. They always say scrutiny, rigor, this. You have to collect the data, show the evidence, this, that.
Yes,
and then you do the same thing to themselves, and they never actually show up, and they have some weak sauce shit.
I lost IQ watching this video.
Like, if you're not gonna go through the effort and not be a hypocrite and actually look things up, right?
Okay.
And point out the evidence and explain how it works. Maybe show the data actually instead of some summarized piece of dog shit that anyone could have typed out. Like it could have been ChatGPT. Maybe. Just show it. But no, you're just not going to show it. Just lame. Alright, you pretend like you're all this and that when you're not doing anything.
With most of what the guy
There's
said
nothing
until he
burgering.
attacked
You're just
your
saying dog shit you read on fucking some AI shit.
Bro,
it's just trash.
Do you know that if you go to my fucking VODs, go to my videos, I have disagreed with almost every single Asmon take. Oh, I call them out for every take. They're inaccurate. So I say it's too much, it's too far. I've been disagreeing almost every time because his takes have shifted a little bit, and I think it's too far. And I think his portrayal is what would you call it? What do you want to debunk? I'm not agreeing with the conclusion. Saying the debunker lied. The source number. So that's the source then? Okay. Intelligent Somali refugees in Kenya. Yeah, but that's also...
a whole scientific research. 6 pages.
Sample size, the sample is
your proof.
biased. Sorry.
That's your rigor. Right? That's your data right there.
It's brain dead.
There's lots of data,
if you take a class of
it's
methodology,
it's just a conclusion.
They would kick you the fuck out and get in my office and you're done. You're fired from the school. They don't give a shit about you.
This is fucking dog shit.
Sorry.
This is just nothing. You might as well have just said it and just claimed it to be true like I do, and just not supported any of it because it is true. Right, because when I say things, I know they're true. And it doesn't matter if these fucking idiots are gonna ask me for data or whatever. It's just true. No data ever disproves the truth. It's impossible. It's the truth.
This talks about
you can't disprove the truth. It's impossible.
Something 80, something whatever.
Any attempt at it is easily struck down by one counterexample. It's very simple.
Does not.
So try and if you agree with me, well, good.
Quote comes
from this whole pointless dog shit. Because the people that claim to be going into this and peer reviewing this aren't.
From this shit.
Because they're paid off and
I mean,
they're paid
this
to
is a lot
release dog shit
closer
as fast as possible.
in terms of
and
presented stats
the
than the other
scientist,
one.
every scientist is
also incorrect.
incentivized to
also
fake their results
I'm not defending
on
Asmon.
purpose
I attacked
and
everybody.
not do any experiments on
The
purpose
quote is
to
more
get
likely to come from this
to
document
solve the
than it comes
problems
from
they're
the
claiming
other
to solve.
guy, racist, whatever.
And then when
So
people
whatever
find
this
out,
guy
it's like a
says
rug pull.
about
It's
the guy
it's a
is
scam.
incorrect.
People are going to only find out
What?
years,
Read the
decades
names.
down the road
Okay.
once people actually peer review this shit, because the original review team was paid off.
Oh, it's the same guy.
And then the damage is already done. And then everyone
But I
already
think
believes
that his book,
it was true when it wasn't true. That's how this shit works. That's why you
doesn't
don't
matter.
believe in the science. Because
doesn't
the
matter.
scientists
Doesn't
are
matter the
scam
book,
lords.
the
They're all
whatever,
scamas,
when it's the wrong
idiots.
thing.
They're
Why not just get the correct thing?
demonic.
Why not take the correct thing? Why misportray it then?
Somalia's average IQ is 67, and here is why it's so low. The foundation is a 49% inbreeding rate, a tribal norm used to consolidate power. This inbreeding depression restricts the gene pool and lowers cognitive potential before conception. Even outside this genetic pool, poor maternal health stunts brains in the womb. Only 12% of women get prenatal care, and 1.5 midwives per 10,000, far below global standard, leave fetal malnutrition untreated. Once born, the deficit is locked in by a chronic nutrition gap. With 1 in 4 children
Lots of
stunting,
inbred
the brain
kids
is
do
starved.
pretty well.
I don't care
Nutrition
what
is
any
the biggest
stat
factor
fucking
by
is
far.
of any. I don't give a shit. Again, if you dumb down an entire
The brain is
nationality,
all child
off of some
development,
fucking
all
paper or
physical
some
development
shit or
starts
whatever,
in the brain.
You're a loser. I don't give a fuck.
That's
so yes, Asmon is incorrect.
the number
I'm not gonna
one
go,
thing
"Oh,
that gets hurt the
we're
most
talking about
by
Somali.
far once you malnutrition a child is their brain
we
stops
do this
working
shit in
properly.
fucking
Their
preschool,
brain is gonna
okay?
lag
We do this shit
behind,
when we are
and the body comes
quantifiably,
after the brain. The brain chooses how the body's gonna grow.
psychologically fucking retarded.
And all the
So then,
systems with
retards
the chemicals,
when the
it all
behavior
goes through the
presented
brain.
to
It's
get
like the
this
brain is the
being
hive
fucking
mind of
retarded.
your body, not
But-
just where your
oh,
consciousness is.
I mean, what
it is
else?
where all the
Jesus
processes
Christ.
in your body are going to be executed, right? First,
All right.
it all starts there. So that's a one thing you don't
Well,
see it, right? Once things go wrong, you don't notice it yet. It's only down the line when it's too late you notice, because the visual noticeable differences once you abuse your child, you only see it when it's way too late, because you don't notice the way they think, right?